Today we're going to draw a dolphin. Okay, so everybody get somewhere where you can see. We're going to do a nice big curved line that goes over most of our paper. Okay, so great big curve. Okay, now I'm going to adjust this part a little bit, and I'm going to make a little part that curves in a little further. Okay, and I'm going to draw the dolphin's nose. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that line and curve it all the way across. And I'm going to pay attention to this line because as I get closer and closer to the end, I want to get closer and closer to that line so that I have a skinny part of my dolphin to make the tail. Okay?
Wait, hold on. I can start all over.
So back here we're going to draw a curved line coming down and a curved line coming over like that. And then we're just going to draw a longer curve underneath. So that's my dolphin's tail. So let's go ahead and put your pin on the top, okay? Now we got to remember that this is a dolphin, not a shark, so we got to draw it nice, graceful little dolphin pin, right?
Is it supposed to look short?
No, it's going to be a little curved on the top. Just like that. Some little fins down here. Okay. Okay, so there's one fin. But I know that there's one on the other side that I need to draw too, so I'm going to draw that one on the other side, just like that. Okay, so there's my basic dolphin shape. I can go ahead and erase this line right here. I don't need that guideline to be right there anymore.
Both of them or just one of them?
Just on this one, because this one's on the other side. Sketch in some detail now on our dolphin. Okay, we know that our dolphin is going to have an eye right about here. Okay, and he has kind of a little bit of a crease on his face there. Right, so we're just going to draw that over, give it a little crease, and this part we're going to color in dark. Okay, we're also going to draw a line right here, find kind of the bottom half of his nose there, and draw it all the way back so that it connects just before it gets to this big part of his eye, right? This is his mouth. Okay, and I can darken that in a little bit.
It looks like it's angry.
I wonder why he's angry.
The way you drew the eye.
Okay, so then we're going to have a little blowhole right here. Okay, so I'm going to make that dark. And now we're going to just start adding in some shading and stuff, okay? So dolphins are basically gray, but if we look at the picture again, there's a lot of different values there, isn't there? It's not just all one shade of gray, so we need to add in some shading to finish up our dolphin, okay? One thing that I'm going to do before I get started too much, there's a sparkle right here where the light is reflecting off of my dolphin's skin, and there's also a sparkle right here. So I'm going to draw in those two little spaces so I remember not to shade those in. There's also a couple of little sparkles on his nose. So those spaces I want to leave light colored, okay? I'm going to sketch in now just a little bit of a light colored patch here.
All the way to the tail?
Yep, so just right like that. That's going to be our light belly, okay? Now we're going to just go ahead and shade in this area on top of his head. And right before we get to the eye, we're going to lighten up a little bit, okay? So we're going to shade this area in right here. All right, you can catch up. I'm pretty sure you're going to make it. I'm just going to keep shading and you'll catch up, okay? So I'm going to shade all that in all the way down to right about there. I'm going to shade that whole section in. And that's going to be kind of a dark gray value. So if you want to, you can even press a little bit harder with your pencil and make it even a little bit darker than I made it. Okay, we're going to make a little dark patch right here on the back of his fin that's going to go all the way up this back edge. And then we're going to fade it to a lighter gray. Sparkle. Okay. Now right under this dark patch that we shaded in, we're going to make a slightly lighter value of gray. We want it to be definitely different than the gray that we see right there, but we don't want it to be too light. It should still look gray. So that's going to go all the way back. Oh, and when we get to this tail back here, we're going to start darkening it in a little bit more. So make it so it fades kind of to that lighter value right there. Make it a gradual fade, and then the tail is going to be dark too.
So by the time you get to the top, you get dark?
Yes. Oh, there, now you can see better. So make that tail kind of fade to the darkness. Okay, now let's go ahead and work on his nose over here. We want to make a dark edge right here. We already have a dark edge right here where his mouth is, and then make this a medium value in between. Then I want you to shade in this area underneath, but make a dark shadow that goes right around there. I'm going to make a light gray around the eye, a darker value right behind it, a darker value right behind it that's kind of shaped like that. Dark value on the edge of the fin, dark value on the front edge of the fin, and we're going to make just a light gray to fill in everything else right there. Okay, now make a super light gray going right along here. Okay, super, super light gray. You almost didn't color it in at all. And then make it darker right underneath that.
So we color in that white part?
Just this part. Okay, and now we're going to draw in the value for this. This is going to be really dark because it's far away from us. Okay, so now we have a basic dolphin. Okay, my dolphin is going to be jumping up out of the water. So what I want to do is I want to create some little water ripples. I'm going to draw some little water ripples underneath my dolphin, and I'm going to make them nice and big as they're closer to me, so in the front of my picture. And then as I go back, I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. So just gradually making them smaller as they go back into space. He's in the water. Okay, so just all the way back. And then underneath my dolphin, I'm going to create a little bit of a shadow on the water.
Do we have to go up?
It's up to you. If your dolphin is swimming through the water, you may not have a shadow. Okay, so my dolphin is creating a little bit of a shadow on the water. And then also, where he jumped up out of the water, I'm going to draw like some little splash marks. Right? So there's going to be a ripply place where he jumped up out of the water. There's going to be some splashing that's going to take place. Right? See all that splashing? And maybe there's little water droplets that are flying up into the air, right? So make that really interesting. Right? And you can go back and add some value to your water as well. I'm just mainly going to just draw the water ripple texture on there and put a shadow. So I will let you decide how to finish it up. And of course, when you're finished with your drawing, if you are happy with it and you're proud of your work, you need to put your artist's signature on it.